Hi again, Chris from Games Gazette Online, and today I'm looking at the Pegasus Spiel game Treelings from Paul Schultz. This is a 10 to 20 minute game for 2 to 5 players, aged 8 and upwards. You get 108 cards in 6 different colours, as I'm showing you the colours here. They've all got the same back, so no problem. You'll notice that these are trees with little houses in them, and that's why it's called Treelings. Right, the idea is that you shuffle the entire deck. Oops, I missed it there, sorry. You shuffle the entire deck of 108 cards. You take 20, I'm going to roughly guess this, I'm not going to count them out, but you take 20 cards out and put them there, and you put the end game card on top. This means that when this card comes up, the round that you're in completes. So if the first player does it, everybody else will get a turn. If the last player does it, the round ends and nobody else gets another turn. Right, they all go on top of there, so you've got a deck of cards. There's a start player card, just so you know who's start player. And right, what you do is you have, I'm going to deal out another hand over here of 3 cards, 3 cards, and 3 cards. So we got, as if we got 3 players. We've got 3 cards each. Let's do it for 4 players, just makes it a little bit easier. 3 cards each, 4 players. The centre ones you put out 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, everybody keeps their cards to themselves really, but as you can see, I didn't really shuffle those that well this time. They've come out better. Over here, they've got, yes. This is just my point that you really need to shuffle these cards after playing. These have not come out as anywhere near as random as they should have done, but then that's a card game. You can get this anyway. Right, so you look at the cards you've got in your hand. They're not actually in your hand, they go in front of you. And you put them anywhere in front of you, as it's like that. This guy over here will have to do, you always put them by colour, so you could do that. He would have to do all 3 of the same. And put them where they want to. And they can put 3 down like so. Right, we'll start with this player, and there's what you can draw from. Right, you can draw all of the same cards, all the same colour, or all of the different cards. So in this case, I could take those 2 or these 3. I'm going to opt for the 3 green ones. Place them there and pull out 3 new cards. And then the player who on that side, the next player in line, has the option. They could take the 2 blue, the 2 purple, or the, I guess it's white, light coloured one, light grey, white. Take that one. They've already got one of those up, and they've got 2. So let's say they take that one and place it. It has to be placed there. Once they're placed next to each other like this. They can't be moved. There's a special reason for that. This guy has got 3 blues already. It may be a good idea to kick more blues, or it may be a good idea to diversify a little bit. So let's take the 2 reds. You can place the 2 reds there. Put those there. And this game continues. Now you've got a choice of 2 blues or 3 greens. Takes the 3 greens. Because at the moment, because of the way the game scores, at the moment, these 2 would normally score 3 points each because they're equal in height. You can't score, but because it wraps round from the other player, unless I can get a card in here to block it, at the moment, these ones here are next to these ones here. 3 of these, 4 of those, means the 4 scoring and the 3 isn't. My 3 here wrap round there, so his 2 won't score, but those 2 will do because they wrap round with his 2 and they're different. So because they're different ticks, that would score. That one won't score because there's 3 blues next to it and there's only 2 in there. It works out that, excuse me, if I just take these cards now, these 2 reds here, and put them like that at the moment, now I've changed the dynamic a little bit because I'm scoring with these because they wrap round over there. I'm scoring with these because they're equal to the one next to them, but I'm not scoring with these 2 because they're next to a 3 and 3 is higher than the 2. However, it does mean that the 4 here, 4 greens here, no longer affect my greens. And this guy is scoring 4 on the green, nothing on the other colours because they don't. They're not higher, or equal, I should say. They're not equal to the 4. You count if you had it like that, for example. If we just turn that around a little bit, you can't turn the cards around once you place them. But I'm just doing this for quickness. This one wouldn't score because it's next to a 2 and it's next to a 4. This one wouldn't score because it's next to a 4 and it's next to a 3 over there. So this one would score those 4 points. You carry on doing this until you get to the end card game, which I think I've broken into straight away. That was quite quick, quite clever. Once that comes out, as I say, you do one more round and then you count up. And you count up your scores, as I've said. This one was counted, if it ended like this, which obviously it won't because there's a lot more cards to get through and it takes 15-20 minutes to get through. And there is a bit more thought in it than, obviously you've got the luck of what comes up on the draw and you've got what other people leave you. I mean, I might be desperate to get those 3 blues and it might be this player's turn before me. If they take the 3 blues, which would do them a favour by putting them there, they've now got their blues scoring because their 4 blues is higher than the 3 that they're next to at the moment. Their greens are scoring 4 because they're next to a 4, so they're not lower on that side, and they don't score this because it's next to a 4. You count the cards either side of each deck. So this one will be this one and this one, which is over there. This one is this one and this one and this one. So that won't score because, and then this one you count this one and this one. Sorry, this one and this one, and therefore this one. And that's how it goes. It's a good colours game. It works very, very well. You must give the cards a really, really good shuffle after each game because you do get them all together. I think there's 18 of each different colour. You are allowed to card count what's on the board to work out your odds of the one that you want coming up. You're not allowed to move the cards once you've placed them. And when you get to that, you just add up the score, and that's the winner. Now, you can play it over several games, but a 15-20 minute game. Sorry about that, I leant over and gave you a shot of a white table. These cards have really, really, really got to be shuffled. I can't stress that enough. And finally, in the box, because they must have had space on the when they printed them, you get 5 cards, which is a little bit of fun, but a bit naughty in as much as you've only got 5 of the 6 colours, which is a shame because you've got the little village bit, 3 villages on the top of each one. These are noted as, what do they call them on the box? They're like postcards or greetings cards. So if you want to, you can write a little note on them like that. Write a little note to somebody and give it to them, send it to them, or whatever. Introduce them to the game that way. That's probably a good way of introducing people to the game. You send them one of these and write on it what it is, Treelings, and get them to look at it. Right, that's Treelings. Interesting game, very much fun. A lot of thought goes into it, which is why it takes the 15-20 minutes, maybe a little bit longer if you really put deep thought into it, because, as I say, you've only got the choices of what's in front of you, but you've got to look around at what everybody else is doing, or to your, not say everybody else, to your left and right. You've got to know what cards have gone and cards are likely to come out. So there's a little bit more thought in it than you may have thought, and there's also, you get rules in English and German in a nice little box which is easy to carry all around with. There you go, Feelings.